Funding for One-on-One with Steve Adubato is provided by the St. Barnabas Healthcare System, Wachovia, PSE&G, and by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Additional funding is provided by MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey and Qualcare, Inc.
He is an incredible athlete. He is a superstar.
Back then, I was like,
I will offer you a lot of money.
Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato, but more importantly, the gentleman you're about to see on camera, you're going to recognize from so many parts on television, film. He is Frank Vincent. He's our great friend. He has a terrific new book out called A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. There he is. Look at the cover. Wow. He looks good here. He looks good on the cover. He looks good as Phil Leotardo in The Sopranos. He's been with us before. He's back by popular demand, the one, the only. Frank Vincent, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Dr. Statement, please.
The St. Barnabas Healthcare System, New Jersey's first choice for superior care.
At most banks, free checking is just plain checking. At Wachovia, it's paying bills online even when you're out of town. It's rewards points for groceries, gas, smoothies. It's a daily email showing you your account balance. And it's 5,000 ATMs, all free. That's extra free checking at Wachovia. How satisfied are you with your bank?
Wachovia, rated #1 in customer satisfaction 4 years in a row.
Secondhand smoke harms those you love. It's never too early to quit.
There he is. What a good-looking guy he is. Frank Vincent. He is the author of a terrific new book out called A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. You've seen him on The Sopranos as Phil Leotardo. You've seen him in Goodfellas. You've seen him in so many other things. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there, working hard, finishing up the season. Worked last year and a half on the book, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and we're getting excited about the book. I'm an author all of a sudden.
You are. By the way, let's make it clear. This show could air before or after the premiere of The Sopranos. We're actually doing it a few weeks before. The season premieres on March the
7th. Oh, the 12th.
March the 12th for The Sopranos.
Yes, the book is the 7th.
March the 7th. Let's talk about the book a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's fascinating on a lot of levels. The idea for the book, where did it come from?
Well, I met the young man who wrote it with me, and we sat down and we talked and we talked and we talked. We talked about some of the characters I played. They were tough guys, these kind of guys. And we talked about doing a man's book. And we left the restaurant, we were walking, and a guy pulled up in a van. He said, "Frank, you're the man." That's the title of the book, You're a Man. Man's Man. We worked it out. And that's what it became. It's a long title, but it works. Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. We're trying to straighten these young guys out.
Why do they have to be straightened out?
Oh, they're a little off the wall. I mean, these young, beautiful girls are running them ragged. I mean, you see these young girls with these guys with their shirts hanging out. Let's get a little tradition going. When I grew up, you had to wear a jacket and you had to wear a suit to go out to play in the club. We worked. Everybody was dressed. It looked nice. They took care of themselves. Today, the kids are a little wacky.
Well, I'm going to go into some detail here, and you're going to set it up for me. By the way, the foreword of the book was written by James Gandolfini from The Sopranos, Tony Soprano. I got a couple here. The first part of the book, dating like a man's man, which is not relevant for me as a happily married man. Same thing for you, right? By the way, you've been with your lovely bride for a few years.
25.
25 years. How about this one? I love this one. Tell the ex to go home and get his shine box.
Yeah.
By the way, go home and get his shine box is a line that you made famous when you were talking directly to Joe Pesci.
From Goodfellas.
From Goodfellas. Why do you tell the ex to go home and get a shine box? Set that up a little bit.
Well, if he's hanging around, I mean, every time you see this girl and the phone rings, you hear the machine. Hi, this is Larry. I missed you last night. I mean, you got to tell him to get going. I mean, it's after 2 or 3 times, he's a pain in the neck. So you got to tell him, go home and get your shine box. That's just a term. It means take a walk.
You got to do it, though.
Got to do it eventually.
Oh, you're in a restaurant. 1 second. You're in a restaurant, because this happened. We're in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Was there with my wife.
Yeah.
She ran into somebody she knew. By the way, that's how she referred to it. This is somebody I used to know.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know him anymore. Somebody I used to know, which is a euphemism for I dated him.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
She talked to him for a few minutes. I'm going to tell you, I thought it was a few minutes too long.
Well,
and I will tell you, I got up, I let it go, and I was with some other friends, and then I felt embarrassed. And I walked up, and I said, Jennifer, let's go. And the guy said something. And then it was in that moment I knew, and I turned and she grabbed me, and she said, come on, let's go. Nothing ever happened, and he just kept talking and talking. Here's my point. And I was upset. I still talk about it. It was 5 years ago with my wife. Doesn't the woman have some responsibility too?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you can be a gentleman. Hello, this is Larry. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Give Larry a drink, and you got to take your lady out of there. I mean, she's responsible.
All right, talk to my wife. I'm gonna give her.
I'll give her a call.
Going steady. You talk about this. Going steady, like a man's man. What does that mean?
If a guy's going to commit to a girl, he's got to go steady. I mean, you can't cheat on him.
Right.
I mean, that's stuff that also went out with the old wise guys. Everybody had to go mod. Not today.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore. I mean, you got to be loyal. You got to be true. You got to be respectful. You got to treat your lady right.
The other thing that really got me here is you not only have you been in many, many movies, starred in a whole range of movies, you love movies. And there are certain things you say here, Frank, about watching movies like a man's man. One of the things that got me here, there are gangster flicks. The top gangster, I'm going to turn to it. What are the top gangster movies of all time?
Oh, Godfather.
Number one, no doubt, right?
I don't even remember what the list is. Goodfellas.
By the way, you got Godfather. How about this? Your personal favorites. Number one, you say 2. You say Godfather 2 versus Godfather 1. Because?
Yeah. Well, because Bob De Niro. Because it goes back in time.
Right.
And that whole Sicily thing really it gave it so much texture. And it's what it is. It's my taste.
More a guy's movie? A guy's movie?
Probably.
Okay. Goodfellas, no doubt. Goodfellas for a lot of reasons. How much did you love being a part of that, by the way?
It was tremendous. This happened 15 years after it came out. It became what it is.
Right.
When it first came out, it was okay. It was this, it was that. But now everybody watched. They watched it already 20 times.
Yeah, but On the Waterfront, I was actually surprised this was there. Tremendous movie.
Marvelous movie.
Why?
The performances.
Elia Kazan.
Marlon Brando. Eva Marie Saint. It's just there was so much texture. It was shot in Hoboken, right on the docks. And what's his name? John, who played Friendly. John Friendly. That scene between him and Marlon at the end.
Right. By the way, you're born in Jersey City. You were raised in Jersey City, right?
Yeah.
And Scarface is in here. I love that. Scarface.
Yeah.
A couple of others. What you call them? What'd you call them? Chick flicks.
Chick flicks. Well, the girls, they go, they want to see love stories, romance things. Guys don't really go for that so much. You go if she wants to go. Yeah, you go and you eat some popcorn, you watch it. But they're not really a guys' movies. Did I list some chick flicks, right?
Yeah, here we go. Chick flicks, 59. These are the top. Are these the top chick flicks or the ones, Frank, that you sort of just have to go to? Here we go. You say chick flicks, and by the way, the subtitle is I don't think so. By the way, look at this. Greg, get a shot of Frank right there. I like that shot. We'll talk about cigars in just a minute. You got it, guys? Can you get that?
There it is.
Man, you look good. I told you this before. I'm going to disclose this. I felt like I was a guy's guy for most of the book. But when you got to the part about the cigars, it's not working for me. I'm not good with them. I tried. It doesn't work.
Not everybody can smoke cigars. I mean, it's something that it's a learned thing. But that doesn't make you less of a man. You can't.
You sure about that?
Absolutely.
Because I tried, it just doesn't work. What to smoke basis? I'm going to come back to cigars in a minute. There's one thing that really struck me, and it's the movies. Not the movies, the music.
Yeah.
And by the way, let folks know your background as a drummer, as a musician.
20 years. Studio, nightclubs. Played music all my life. Music is part of me.
Way back as a kid.
Oh, yeah, 15 years old, marching in drum bugle corps. St. Joseph's Cadets from Newark, New Jersey. Sussex Avenue Armory.
Always a part of your life?
Always.
How about this? We're talking about music. You had an interview with Steven Van Zandt.
Yes, brilliant guy.
What makes him so brilliant?
Oh, he's a rock and roll historian. He's a great musician, and he's just a smart guy. He's a very intelligent man.
And plays what role on The Sopranos?
He plays Silvio. He plays the consigliere to Tony Soprano.
He's talking about music here, and Sinatra comes up a lot. I've been thinking about Sinatra a lot because I just read a book by George Jacobs, who was his valet for many, many years. A man's man, Sinatra, the connection?
Well, Sinatra, he put a lot of people on the map. I mean, how many people emulate Sinatra to this very day? The way they walk, the way they talk, the way they interact with people. He had so much influence on this culture in the last 40 years. Aside from his great musical ability,
right,
his intonation, his phrasing, his acting, his artistry, just his lifestyle and his presence makes him pretty much the man's man.
You know, there are a whole range of songs that you refer to here, and Frank, you say that a man's man just doesn't listen to. I'm looking real quickly for them. There's a whole range of music that you say doesn't work for guys. Just doesn't work for guys. Now,
don't forget, this is a little comedy in here, you know.
A lot of tongue-in-cheek. How about Elvis Presley, big. Elvis Presley, you have here, big. Tony Bennett, Miles Davis. I love Miles Davis. These are the best. Louis Armstrong, etc. Billy Joel, man's man, honorable mention. Billy Joel, Mozart. What's Mozart doing in there?
Well, he's a great musician. He only had, what, one ear? He had his ear cut off or something?
Yeah, something like that. I thought that was a character in The Sopranos. But Frankie Valli here.
Legend.
You know, we just had the kid in, John Lloyd Young, who played Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys.
We went to the premiere. It was so great.
Tremendous, right?
It was tremendous.
Music picks. How about this? You talk about, I'm scrambling here.
Go ahead.
Driving songs, and this is what I wanted. These are the top 10 man's songs to drive by. Route 66, Nat King Cole.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
How much of this is shtick?
A percentage. A percentage is shtick.
I just realized now I think I took it too seriously. I'm sitting there going, I don't do the cigar, I don't know that song. Maybe I'm not a real man's man.
No, you're a man's man. But there's a lot of humor intended in it. And it's information. You know, it's just a mixture of both. So we try to be funny, and did you read the blurbs in the back?
The blurbs in the back are good.
Read Rosie Perez's blurb.
Okay, you ready for Rosie Perez? Distinguishedly charismatic, horrifyingly macho, read it as soon as possible. How about this? Ray Liotta, great. As an actor, Frank Vincent always leaves an impression. This book is guaranteed to have the same effect. Martin Scorsese. Frank has always been someone I can count on to deliver as an actor. His warmth and his sense of reality make him brilliant at improvisation and comedy timing. Now he has successfully ventured into the world of literature. I only hope that he'll be able to drag him off the book tour long enough to make another movie together.
This is an example of loyalty and respect. This is a Sicilian man who is the world loves,
right,
who's a great artist. Marty, do me a favor. Can you give me a blurb? And this is what the man does. Just because you're close and you work together, and it's respect. And I would do it for him, and you would do it for me, and I would do it for you. We're brought up this way. This is what we have to teach. We have to teach people that they have to understand that when I say to you, okay, Steve,
that's it.
It's done. It comes out of your mouth, you got to do it.
You know, I also find it, I have to tell you, I find it somewhat frustrating, and I'm sure the staff here can appreciate this, because I am one of those people that if you say you're going to do something, it's done. Meaning, in my mind, I believe that you're going to do what I would do if I said that to you.
Absolutely.
And I know that drives some people crazy, because they're like, well, we don't know what happened. Their sun wasn't shining. And I don't have a lot of patience for all the details. That's not a good quality. I got to tell you, Frank. It gets me in trouble sometimes.
We get in trouble for that, but we know why we want the best out of people. We want them to be the best, and I think it's irresponsible to say, oh yeah, I'm going to come on the show on Thursday, and then Tuesday say, you know, I got a problem, I can't make it. No, I will do anything to fulfill my agreement.
Keep your commitments.
I mean, I worked 25 years. I think I missed 3 days playing. You know, sick. I mean, like dying. You can't go to work. It's just a lifestyle and a work ethic and a thing that you learn the honor and respect from who gave it to you, your mother and father.
Absolutely. By the way, let's plug your publisher, Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Go out and buy the book. It is called A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. Let me just shift gears. Can I do The Sopranos? We're up against the break, but I just want to do something. What do you guys bump out to the clip of The Sopranos, because I want to also talk a little bit more about, and I got a great picture of Frank and James Gandolfini, Jersey guy from Rutgers, right? Pretty good. Let's run out to the clip more with the one, the only Frank Vincent. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
How you doing? I'm Tony.
Oh, yeah, the other Tony's cousin, right?
It reclines perfectly. Try it.
Dad, I don't feel like I'm sitting at 12 o'clock.
You're sitting at 12 o'clock.
May I?
I don't give a f***. You can sit in there till San Gennaro. It'll still need to be dealt with. This car went through a major collision.
Seems okay.
How could it be okay if it's askew? What's the matter, Joey? You got an eye problem? You look like Stevie Wonder, your eyes rolling around.
What'd I say? I didn't say nothing, Phil.
Replacing the seat will cost a fortune. Give me a break, Phil. The seat is fine. You just have a problem with the grain on the leather from the factory. You think I'm stupid?
Oh!
Don't take it out on me.
Come on, Joey.
Want to be a financial leader? A healthcare pioneer? An accomplished musician? At William Patterson University, we combine 49 outstanding undergraduate and graduate degree programs with the valuable real-life experience you need to be successful at whatever you choose to do. William Patterson University. Live it, learn it.
PSE&G has deep roots in our communities. Each year, our employees invest thousands of hours of their own personal time in the communities we serve. Walking for healthier babies, volunteering at soup kitchens, and helping children learn are just a few of the many worthy causes. And their commitment? Genuine. PSE&G is proud to continue this tradition as we work toward a brighter future. PSE&G, we make things work for our community.
Lucky we got a buyer at all.
Here's what I propose. Tony gets 150. 25% comes from you. The other 75% of that comes from Hesh.
Jesus Christ, that's like 40 grand. You gotta be kidding me, John.
Am I smiling?
You got some balls, kid. I'll give you that much.
You'll give me what I tell you to give me.
Oh, Tony. Fine.
Take it easy, take it easy. F that. This ain't the 70s. And I'm not a kid.
Relax, it's an expression.
Well, here's another expression. You got 5 days to give me my money. Come on.
That was out of line.
Billy, he's a boss.
Jersey? Come on, huh? Jersey is a boss, come on.
That
New York.
The elite, even in the mob, the New Yorkers are elitists.
Well, Jersey's a farm team, according to that structure.
You're right.
No, Tony's just a boss in Jersey. It's
not compared to Johnny.
No,
right, Johnny's in New York.
Yeah, it's that.
By the way, let's show this in happier times. Look at this. You got this, Greg? The shot of Frank with James Gandolfini on the set of The Sopranos. Look at that.
But that's at Satriel's in Kearny.
That's where we see the guys, the butcher shop.
Yeah, Kearny Avenue.
Tell me about him a little bit more.
Prince among men. Works very, very hard. He works, if the show is 14, 15 days, he's working 10, 11. He is dialogued up the wazoo.
Right.
He's got a lot of pressure. He's carrying this whole show as a star. It's easier to be a character player I mean, this whole thing revolves around him, and he's generous, and there's nothing bad I can say about Jim Gandolfini.
You play Phil Leotardo.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, some of our producers just said, that Phil, when they saw the scene where you're messing around with the car is fine, it's askew. You're being very difficult on purpose for a lot of reasons. Some people said he is the meanest guy I've ever seen on that show. That means you're doing well.
That means they believe him. They believe it. So, I mean, you know, Steve, it's the way they write the show. I'm not going to say it makes it easy, but it's like poetry. To get the dialogue and to work it, the direction is so well. This is a movie every week. This is not like a TV show that's on one of the networks. This is a film. I mean, they spend over $1 million a show, and it's just great to work. It's just real good work.
And the other folks, you talked about Gandolfini. To what degree is the cast really like a family?
They're very close. They don't socialize so much, but they go out. They do a lot of charity work.
They do a lot of charity
work. I mean, every day, whenever we have the read-through, we have a read-through before each episode. They have tables full of posters and scripts that we all sign, that they use, and they give away for silent auctions and different things. And the people within the show are all, they're all Italian guys, Italian women. They're all, it's this whole, not that makes it any better. I mean, you know what I'm saying to you. It's just a good cultural mix, and everybody's together. Everybody thinks the same way.
Yeah. What's it done for your career? Your long, distinguished career.
Oh, it's done a lot. It's put me into a different position as far as the limelight is concerned. It's really a lot of exposure.
Now, there's another piece of film, even though you're talking about Sopranos, a TV show it's a movie. We got the clip from the movie, This Thing of Ours, right?
Yeah.
We got a clip.
Oh, good.
Can we run a clip? And after we run it, I want you to react to it, because I know, again, this show is going to be aired early in March and about 1,000 times after that, as many times as we can. This piece of cinematography on this show. Let's run the clip and then we'll talk about it.
You go. We're going to give you the money. Are you happy about that?
Of course.
Well, you got to thank Joe and you got to thank Carmine.
Thank you, Joe. Carmine, thank you.
You know you're like a son to me, right? I'm holding you personally responsible. Don't fuck this up.
Wow. Set that up.
That's Danny Provenzano. He wrote, directed, produced this movie. It also debuts the 7th of March on DVD, Maverick Entertainment. In fact, we're having our party. You got an invitation?
Yep.
March 7th at Capital. We're debuting the book, DVD, and we're going to have the Wise Guy Show live.
Set up the Wise Guy Show for folks.
Vincent Pastor on Sirius Radio, comedy Wise Guy Show. I host it when Vincent's out of town.
Right.
And it's on Sirius Radio. They have about 3-4 million listeners, and they're going to do it live from the party. And we're debuting the film too. Danny's finally got a distributor, and we're looking for good things to happen for that too.
By the way, go back. Vincent Pastor is Big Pussy, right? No longer on The Sopranos, but his character lives in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he does.
What kind of guy is he?
Vince is a good guy. He's a sweetheart. He's a big bear. He got little problems that he had.
Right.
You know, I mean, love is the hardest thing in the world to be in. And I guess they just didn't get along, or whatever happened.
He and his
he's always respected my wife, me, my children, and my family.
Talk about your wife a little bit.
Oh, she's a good girl. Works very hard. Puts up with me. She helped design the book. She helped an awful lot on the book. A lot of the photos and some of the photo design and the clothing design.
It's a family affair in a lot of ways with your family. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Well, there's so many shots here I want to show.
There's a photo
This is
of her.
Kathy. Take a look at right here. This is late night dinner in the islands. Well, what islands?
Actually, it's in South Beach, Florida.
Oh, that's beautiful. With Kathy. I got another shot here. By the way, look at this little guy down here.
Yeah.
This is T.J. DeFranco. Tell us about this little guy.
That's my little grandson. And he's going to be a man's man when he grows up.
I love it. By the way, speaking of, Greg, come up top over here because it's an amazing shot up here. It's a small shot in the book, but hopefully, could you zoom in at all?
That's my dad and my mom. That's my confirmation day and my sponsor, Uncle Jimmy Vincent.
You know, you talk about your dad a lot in the book, and you say, well-dressed, always a gentleman, class act. Had a big impact on you.
Serious impact. I lost him very young. He died in a car crash at 53 years old. In fact, on Route 21. Very ironic.
Carter Highway, my God.
Carter Highway, yeah. And growing up, I always remember him getting dressed and putting the cologne on, and always impeccable. And those things are what you bring in. You give your children. You give your children that exposure. And this is what I want to give. That I learned. You know what I mean? You're the same way. I know that you and I culturally.
Yep.
It's a gift that we got. You know, some people didn't get that gift.
Well, speaking of other people culturally, take a shot of this. I got something interesting here. I got a shot up in this corner, Greg. Frank can react to it when he sees it. This is Frank's first gig. Take a look up here.
Oh, Jesus.
At Stan's Bar in Secaucus, New Jersey.
Yep.
You look at that, you know, you remember that, everything about that night, don't you?
Everything. Everything. That was in a motorcycle bar. Nobody was listening. The guys had belts wrapped around their wrists, and they were having knife fights. This is in 19...
In Stan's.
Stan's
How
Bar.
about this shot right here with Marty Scorsese giving a little direction to you, and take a shot of this. What's
Somebody.
Yeah. This scene, you play Salvi here?
Yeah, that's on 47th Street. We do the walk in the street, Joe and I.
The thing about Pesci, which you get asked a million times, you guys had an interesting relationship. You go back a long way. You performed together.
Long time.
Long time. And that line, go home and get your shine box. By the way, well, go after this break. I'll come back, okay, because I don't want to open up a can of worms here.
Okay.
We got the one, the only Frank Vincent. The name of the book is called A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man, Frank Vincent. Go out and get it right now. Put out by Berkeley Press. We'll be right back after this.
Funding for One-on-One with Steve Adubato is provided by the St. Barnabas Healthcare System, Wachovia, PSE&G, and Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Additional funding is provided by MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey and QualCare Inc. Promotional support provided by NJ Biz, All Business, All New Jersey. Check out Steve's two books, Make the Connection and Speak from the Heart, available at bookstores or on the web at stand-deliver.com. For every purchase of Make the Connection, 100% of the royalties will be donated to the American Red Cross National Disaster Relief Fund.
Another movie I did.
Welcome back, folks. I'm just looking at this terrific book called A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. By the way, I'm looking at a shot of you and Diddy. Is that what we're calling him this week?
I don't know. Puffy or Diddy or
Puffy
Puff Daddy
Diddy.
or
What are you doing hanging with him? Because over here I see you with Dominic Chianese, who's Uncle Junior in The Sopranos. On the same page, I got you and Diddy.
I did a movie called Belly. I did it with DMX, Method Man.
Look at you.
I was the acting coach, and we went to the premiere, and I took a picture with Diddy. I know a lot of the rappers.
I know a lot of the rappers. You know, your whole world, it's like your career's, you've had this great career, but like there's a whole new career ahead of you.
Well, that's good. We got a new book coming out, a new book we're writing. It's called A Guy's Guide to Being a Married Man's Man. And I want to interview you for the book.
Time out. You mean this wasn't for all guys? You mean there's something more unique about being a married man's man? And there's a whole set of rules?
We have the new one just going into the publisher now.
Look at you. There's always something new. Frank, I got to tell you.
Can't stop.
I can't stop, and that's why you're in great shape. You look younger than the last time you were here. I'm getting older. And you are the best. And you have an open invitation anytime. All right, partner?
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. That's okay. Man's man, we can kiss, right?
Absolutely.
We have to kiss.
You have to kiss.
See you guys.